You just hit 400,000 followers on Instagram.
I felt nothing. The risk of not taking a risk is 10 times bigger than taking the risk right now. Never in a million years, bro, when I was cutting at 14 years old, did I think when I was charging $20 that I'd ever get to a point where someone would pay 1,300 Canadian dollars for a haircut.
What do all successful people have in common to you?
One thing I'll say. They all go to the fucking gym.
What makes a great educator?
A great educator isn't someone that is like a showman, in my opinion. A great educator is someone that could connect with the audience. People in Miami tend to want to help you without expecting anything in return, versus in Toronto or in Canada.
Let's say there's a barber that wants to make 7 figures a year. What advice would you give them?
I think start by...
My
My
God.
man.
What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? I'm back.
We got Alexi back, part 2. We had you March
2015?
2015. I wish. I wish, bro. That episode would go crazy if I had you in 2015.
All those years later.
You're looking good.
Thank you, bro. Likewise.
Lots to talk about.
Lots changed.
So you moved from Toronto to Miami.
Yeah, man.
You're by yourself, alone, right? You didn't know anyone there. What goes into making that decision?
Maybe my Middle Eastern psychopathic mindset got me to make that decision again. But yeah, bro. So I made that decision in February. I made the move in February.
Okay.
A lot transpired before then. You know, there was a lot of last minute changes that were unexpected. Like, as you know, in business, it never really goes as planned. You're always faced with situations you have to deal with last minute. So the expectation of how I was going to get there was very different. You know, I was planning on going there with a few people, and then that didn't end up happening, and ended up having to make a decision because all the paperwork was filed, everything was already set up, the space was paid for, and I was left with no team, right? So then I had to make a decision. Do I go by myself, or do I pull back and just kind of figure it out on my own here?
Okay.
And I said, well, dude, I've committed already to this thing. I've spent the money. But outside of the money, I've committed in my own head that I was going to go there and do this for the next 5 years, regardless of the outcome. If I fail and I fall on my face, in my head, I made that decision that I'm going there. And I had to make a decision and do it on my own. So I in February, I went by myself, and I've been there 6 months now. A lot's happened. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Crushing.
And now I'm here, bro. I'm here to see you.
What does Miami have that Toronto doesn't?
The biggest thing, you know, I spoke to Gary, my neighbor.
Shout out
that
Gary.
You know, Sherry. Shout out Gary.
Yep.
Lipovetsky, by
Yep.
the way. But the biggest thing, bro, is the mindset. You know, I think that what I realized with Miami is like people are very abundant, right? So I find that people in Miami tend to want to help you without expecting anything in return, versus in Toronto or in Canada, what I've noticed is a lot of people have this mindset of like, what are you going to do for me first before I lend you a hand? These people in Miami don't give a shit about what you do for them. They're just abundant in a sense of like, they're going to do that because that's just their core value. And they probably believe that if they do that, the universe will eventually give them something. And if it doesn't, they're still cool with it because they're abundant. They're not worried about that person or him doing something for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I've heard many stories of even people being like, yo, this guy just gave me the yacht for the week and just like gave it to me, you know, because they don't care. They're abundant. They have money. They have these resources. They're not in the scarcity mindset of like I said, like expecting something in return.
Yeah. And like, okay, so abundant mindset. And we felt that too when we were in Miami. We got a lot of love.
Right.
From people where it's like, you don't even have a reason to really help me.
Correct.
Like why would you want to help me? But let's say for someone watching that's from Toronto and they're thinking, well, you know, Toronto has people with money and resources too. Like,
Right.
What is making that abundance mindset? Why do you think they have that there? Is it the way that the city is? Is it like the amount of money in the city? Like for someone watching that hasn't been there,
Yeah.
right? I want you to explain like the feeling you really got and why you think that is.
Because, bro, I think part of it is like the reasons of why you go to Miami is because you're like an entrepreneur. You're kind of trying to better your life. You're trying to chase growth. I think a lot of people that are in Miami are in this mindset of growth. And this mindset of growth, you need to adapt to, right? So I think for me, learning this from other people allowed me to adapt to the same mindsets. Not saying that I wasn't abundant before, but I could definitely say I'm a way more abundant thinker now than ever before. Like, You know, before I would be worried about every dollar coming in, rather than now I'm focused more on the inputs, right? So going back to what you said, I think it's the fact that naturally that environment is going to put you there because everyone there, bro, is at the highest level of what they do.
Yeah.
Like you walk around and you see people in physical shapes that you wouldn't even believe, bro, because that's all they care about there. They care about growth. That's everyone's in Miami to grow.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that because everyone's on the same mission, you have to naturally be put in the same mindset.
Was there a moment in Miami that you realized that you were very inspired or this was the place you had to be? Was there one moment?
Yeah, man. I think when I ended up going to my gym and I started seeing people that are my age that are big influencers, I got to see Kyle, I got to see like all these guys, big influencers, and you know, they're all killing it in their industry, killing it in their game. And I realized like, oh my God, like I'm in the same circle of these people. Like, why can't I get to that level now?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was the biggest moment when I went to that gym and I realized that a lot of these people are doing similar things. They're going to the same gym. Their inputs are somewhat similar. Right after their gym, they're shooting content. So it's just a matter of time before I kind of figure that out for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went there alone, obviously, like we said, you
Yeah.
didn't really have a big network down there.
Correct.
How were you putting yourself in front of people and getting yourself in the right rooms? Was it just social media and you sending a DM, or were you going to events?
Yeah.
What really helped you build a network in Miami?
Yeah, you see, I think I knew I had leverage, right? So because of my little leverage that I had from growing my name in the industry, I knew that I had a bit of an advantage. I'm not the type of guy that like goes out. Like, bro, I only went out like once or twice in Miami since I moved there. Like,
Well,
people are thinking
need. That's all you need. 1 or 2 nights
bro,
out in Miami,
out of
and then
6
you
months.
understand it.
That's it, exactly.
know,
And sometimes 1 or 2 nights could lead to like insane opportunities
For
and the
sure.
people that you meet.
For sure.
But why I'm saying that is because a lot of people are always asking me this question. I'm sure they have asked you. They're like, but bro, Miami's distracting. You're going to get distracted. To be honest, I've been more locked in than ever before. My life is the gym, my condo, and my space, my studio.
Yeah.
The social media, the name that I had that I've established throughout the years, I started messaging people. So a lot of what I did initially was give free haircuts out to some of the influencers. Through that, I built that network and got more referrals. But that's what I was saying. I had a bit of that leverage before, and I used it by just sending people DMs.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the way I networked in Miami. That was my only way that I networked. And it paid off because I got the chance to meet some of the biggest people.
For sure. Do you feel like that social media leverage worked more in Miami than it would here in Toronto?
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Big shout out to our family at Mint Inc., Canada's top spot for sports cards, trading cards, collectibles, and live hobby experiences. If you're just getting started or you're already deep in the game, they've got it all. Retail packs, high-end boxes, grading, supplies, and they even do daily live shows. Me and Anth actually have started building our own collection. We're stacking Ronaldo cards, grabbing some Funkos, and ripping whatever we got the itch for. You can shop online or roll to their store in Vaughan to rip, trade, and hit up their bi-weekly trade nights. Hit the link in our description below. Use the code MBH5 at checkout for a little bonus from the boys. Big love for Mint Inc. for backing the pod and keeping the hobby scene alive in Toronto.
Guaranteed, because I find that Miami is a bigger hub for these people. So a lot of the people I ended up cutting weren't even necessarily from Miami, were people visiting Miami. So now every time I have a friend of mine, he even messages me sometimes. Anytime there's a big DJ, anytime there's a big name, anytime there's a big influencer, I'm like one of the first people to message them because they're usually coming and going. And it's rare. It's more rare that you'll get them in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's very common for these people to come to Miami. So the chances and opportunities are a lot higher because of Miami.
True. And I feel like even when I saw you move out there, I was like, I don't really know anyone in Miami that's doing what you're doing.
Right.
Like in terms of the way that you have your brand, the way that you run your business.
Correct.
Like there's barbers, of course. There's
Right.
hairstylists. Did you feel like you were filling a void as well being in Miami? Like you felt like what I'm doing is something special here as well.
1000%.
Yeah.
And further than that, I think there isn't actually anyone or many people doing it in the US as a whole.
Wow.
It's crazy because I think the level of quality and standard, bro, in Canada is way higher than America.
Wow.
But the level of opportunities that these guys get is a lot less.
Okay.
And I don't know why that is. I think it's obviously changing, but the US as a whole in my opinion, has a big lack of standards when it comes to the stuff that I do, which is precision cutting, right? But Miami, even more than that, right?
Wow.
Miami, I don't think there is really anyone doing it. So I felt like that's why when I like thought of Miami, I felt like my position was very strong.
Yes.
So even regardless of me being by myself, regardless of like not knowing anybody,
Yeah.
I still felt like I had a bit of that leverage because of my authority from my name,
Yeah.
and because I know the product is so good in what I teach and sell.
For sure.
So the second someone tastes it, they're like, I need it.
Yes.
Right? To go back, I was having this conversation with you today. I was like, dude, there are clients paying me money that I didn't even think of. People that are paying $1,000 US for a haircut. Never in a million years, bro, when I was cutting at 14 years old, did I think when I was charging $20 that I'd ever get to a point where someone would pay 1,300 Canadian dollars for a haircut. Sometimes I say that and like I kind of hold myself back because I feel like I get a lot of hate for it because people just do not believe it.
Yeah.
But there are people that are willing to pay this, and it just furthermore secures the people that are in this industry to believe that we are headed forward in this industry.
Yeah.
The barbering niche.
Yeah.
Because people are seeing the value in getting a haircut now more than ever before.
Yeah.
And I go back to the reference of, bro, like, even though like 1,000 sounds crazy, but $1,000 t-shirts and jeans were being sold years ago.
Facts.
That was never changed. Like there's still like 10 years ago, you could still buy $1,000 pair of jeans, right?
Yeah.
So I think the difference now is that people are seeing the value in getting a good haircut.
Yeah. So you're saying $1,000 US for a haircut, right? What do you think attributes to that price for you? Is it all your skill? Does it have to do with your personality as well? The person falling in love with who you are as well and wanting to come back and saying, you know what, that was a great experience plus a great haircut.
Correct.
What is the ratio
Good question.
of aspects that go into this price?
Very good question. That was a really good question. I think it's a combination of things, bro. I think, and I'm sure you know a lot of this, it's like skill set alone won't get you there because if you can't be seen, then like no one will really see you and be able to pay, right? I think it's a combination of skill set, combination of the marketing, but also combination of doing something different, right? So my authority doesn't only come from the fact that I do great haircuts, it comes from the fact that I also teach. So when a client sees that I'm on stages teaching other barbers, on top of the fact that I do great haircuts and on top of the fact that I have a great following, that combination makes me unique, which then in their head are like, okay, I value this at that.
Yeah.
Right. And again, my goal isn't to cater to the large network. 99.999% of people will not pay $1,000.
For sure.
Right. But I'm not catering to them, nor do I care. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you get these clients to come to you? Because I don't promote it. You can't book a haircut with me.
It's true.
You have to like really want one, and you have to DM me and get really a lot of information, and I have to be willing to do it for you.
Yep.
That alone is the reason why people are coming.
Okay.
And it's not like I have 20 clients that are doing it. I have a small amount of people because my goal is also not to cut clients, but my goal is to show people that are people that are willing to pay, which should change the mindset of barbers being like, okay, there is a way where I could charge more.
Yeah.
There is that $100 client. There is that $200 client.
Yeah. Do you think that authority that you're building and, you know, the social presence, would you say that accounts for 70% of that price?
Yeah, if not more.
Wow.
If
So
not
let's
more.
say I stripped your Instagram.
Correct.
I took away.
I'm cooked.
I took you off stages, and I
I'm
said,
cooked.
"But you keep your skill.
Right.
But keep your skill."
Yeah.
You're saying the haircut's at $100 now, $200.
Yeah. No chance I'd be at 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, no chance I'd be
But
at
that
1,000.
just goes to show the value of those other items,
Yeah.
right? Where there are barbers and hairstylists out there that are like, "Well, I'm really good." Yeah, but you think that.
Wow, well said.
You know, like you.
It's not about what you think.
Exactly.
It's what the market thinks.
Yep.
Because I could tell people I'm $1 million barber.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, are people going to pay that?
Yep.
I could say I'm $100, $200. Like, but are people going to pay that?
Yep.
So the market will dictate your prices.
Yes. So I guess after a while, you're like, okay, I've gotten 30 haircuts at $1,000.
Yeah.
That's my price.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself even raising that bar?
Well, to give you an example, Kim Kardashian's hairdresser, he's like one of the biggest influencers. He got like 1 million. He made a post saying that he charged like $150,000
For a haircut.
Yeah, for a haircut color.
Stop.
Not saying that I will, but is there? I don't want to ever say that I won't, because maybe one day there will be that opportunity for me to do it. And why not? If someone is willing to pay and they're happy by the end of it, who cares? Why not?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I go back to that belief system. A lot of people lack that belief system that they are worthy, and the worthiness is always internal. That just usually means, bro, that you haven't put in the work in yourself to feel worthy.
For sure.
Because if you don't feel worthy, then you're never going to charge those prices. And people will never believe that you're worth those prices.
Yeah.
I have the belief that I'm worth more, right?
course.
That's why people are willing to pay more, because I stand strong to that. Because I'm willing to tell someone no.
Which is important.
Which is one of the most important factors.
Yeah. Damn. Spinning game right now. Before we get back to the business, though, you just hit 400,000 followers on Instagram. Congratulations. Massive.
Thank you.
I don't know what you were at when you were on this show. Maybe
200,
maybe 200,
Yeah.
close to 200.
Yeah.
But 400,000 people in a niche.
Yeah.
You're not a lifestyle influencer.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a comedian. That's not easy to do. How does it feel to impact 400,000 people?
Bro, honestly, I don't feel like much has changed. Like when I got that number, like nothing, I felt nothing.
Wow.
I felt nothing at 300. I felt nothing at 200. I felt something at 100. 100 was actually a big one.
For sure.
100 was kind of like that first 10K a month that you make.
For sure.
Was that 100? I was like, oh, fuck. I kind of am somewhat of an influencer. I think the next one I'm aiming for is 1 million. But truthfully, and who knows, maybe at 1 million I won't feel anything as well.
Well, you already made it a goal. So, like,
Yeah.
usually when you already have it in your mind, you kind of already celebrate it because you know you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I guess the reason why, dude, is because, like, one thing that I will say, and I don't want to maybe go off track from the conversation, is because I feel like to this day, I still feel like a lot of the stuff I put out and a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm, like, not really happy with, never content with. Like, I'll post a reel and I'm always constantly thinking of, like, that could have been better or different, right? And I hope one day I get to a point where I'm, like, satisfied with everything, because I keep pushing my team. I keep pushing myself to, like, do better and more. And, like, it's always been the same with my cutting, right? With, like, when people ask me, like, what's your favorite haircut? It's like, bro, I don't like any of my haircuts.
Wow.
I know, like, and I truly mean it. Like, every time I post there, I'm like, I feel like I could have done way better.
Yeah.
And
That's like a blessing and a curse.
but fuck, it feels like a curse most of the time.
But you have to remember, it's the reason you've gotten to where you are today.
Which is, and I'm trying to find, like, a healthier way in my mind to kind of see it, because yes, like, I think it's extremely important sometimes to kind of look back and, like, give yourself gratitude for, like, how far you've come.
Yeah.
But it's also the thing that allows me to keep pushing forward, right?
For sure. I think you just have to take moments and have gratitude. Put yourself in a situation where you can, you know, be thankful.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard, but because we're go.
Yeah.
But you gotta kind of have that awareness to be like, even just you being here today and comparing where you're at today from the last episode.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just over a year. That's not that much time.
True.
And think about all the things you've done since last March. Right. So maybe this could be a moment that
Maybe I should take this moment.
Take this moment and be like, damn, you know,
myself.
like I've grown a lot the last 12, 13 months. Right.
I guess it's the curse of ambitious people in the entrepreneurial mind, where it's like you're always chasing something, and even though everyone says the journey is the most important thing, like, you're still only looking and fixated at the goal.
For sure.
Where technically the thing that you should be more proud about is those small wins that are getting closer to that goal.
Of course.
Because, like, how many times have you heard the story of, like, you get to that goal and you think it's this crazy moment, and you're like, there was no feeling of that, you know?
Well, you just said that about 400,000 followers, but if I asked you that at 50,000 followers,
yeah, I would be
you'd
fucking
like,
livid.
I'd be like, Alexi, when you hit 400,000, you can be happy, like, dude,
correct.
I could take over the world. And now you're
Literally,
just
bro.
like, oh, well, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But ambitious people do think like that.
Yeah.
What have you learned about taking risks?
I think taking risk has to do with an internal belief as well. I think people that are taking risks constantly have gone to a point where they keep putting themselves through uncomfortable situations, right? You need to have this belief system that you not taking risk has a risk as well, right? And a lot of people that don't take risk are not calculating the risk of not taking the risk, right? So for me, I've always, like, if I look at my life, based on my personal experience, if I didn't take the risk of going to London, I wouldn't have been in this position. If I didn't take the risk back then when I had $5,000 to my name to go all in and taking that course, I wouldn't have met Peter Gosling, which was Glassbox Barbershop. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to teach so early on into my career. But at that point, that was every single dollar I had to my name. But that opportunity led me to be one of the youngest people in all of Canada to teach on stages. Wow. That opportunity finally got me to a point to stop being an introvert and start being an extrovert. That opportunity got me to make $10,000 after the first year after I moved to Toronto. $10,000 a month, by the way. So I think people like don't genuinely, man, I fucking have to preach this. Like, people don't realize that the risk of not taking a risk is 10 times bigger than taking the risk right now. I think of time, bro. What's money? Money is not real. Time is real. Time is tangible. Money is not. So for me, I've always been the type of person of being like, I need to do it now. I'm like extremely impatient. That's one thing about me that's like really bad. It's like I need to get it now. And I value time more than money. So I'll take massive amounts of action and I'll fail 95% of the time. But what I would have learned from there is the thing that's the most valuable, because I could assess it and I've already been taking a step forward of like, what's the next step after, right? So I've learned from that mistake. That means I'm already 10 times ahead of you. And now I can make a decision based on the mistakes. Yeah. Because you're never going to get it right the first time, right? The people that have won is the people that have just put themselves through uncomfortable situations for the longest period of time.
Yeah. I look at risk too, like in another light where it's almost like a muscle.
Right.
That you can keep working on.
Correct.
And the more risk you take, the stronger you
get better at taking them. Yeah.
Right? You become stronger. You're like, and they're almost easier.
Correct.
Right? And they're more, you can calculate them a lot faster for yourself.
Correct.
Do you feel like that's been the same for you?
100%, bro. And I feel like that is also equal to confidence. Because once you've taken, you just showed yourself that you're capable of doing it. So you just do it again and you get more confident.
Yeah. Now that you've been in Miami, you're seeing a different mindset as well.
Yeah.
What can someone do to achieve like an abundant mindset? If someone's watching this and they're like, well, I want to have that sort of mindset. You know, maybe I make good money, but I want to have that mindset that I'm not too worried about the money I spend or the risks I take. I've learned it from being there and seeing it.
Right.
Right. But for someone that's maybe just been in Toronto or been in their hometown, what can they do?
I think for me, like, I don't want to get too religious because I'm still practicing, you know, I'm still trying to go to church every Sunday. But I think faith, bro. I think part of it is faith that it will turn out. Like, I go back to, I think if everyone asks themselves the question of like, think of who you were when you were 15, right? And all the risks that you had to take at 15. And think of who you are now. Is that not progress? Has that not shown you that you've taken risks and you are in a way better spot right now than you were when you were 15? So shouldn't that mentality of when you were 15 also be applied to where you are at right now? Right? And I think that's what it is, bro. It's like, have faith in the fact that you will get through whatever it is that you're going to get through. And for me, I think that's a big part of how I keep taking risks.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the outcome.
How has religion helped you on your journey?
Huge, man. I think I said it somewhere recently. I was like, I feel like it's given me peace. And a lot of the times, like, as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of like anxiety. We're constantly in this pressure, anxiety. We're questioning everything. Like, I feel like I'm always constantly in this feeling of anxiety and pressure. And I think that religion allows you to kind of have more peace when it comes to making decisions or your day-to-day, which is very important, because I think that the more peace you have, the better you are at making decisions.
For sure. Does it also add to your purpose, like your day-to-day purpose of why you're doing all this?
100%.
Right?
Yeah. And look, I've said it recently. It's like, it's something I want to get better at. I'm not a perfect Christian.
For sure. I don't think anyone
don't think really anyone is. But I feel like that's something I want to keep working at. And I think the more you work on that, the better you're going to be as an entrepreneur, the better you're going to be on a day-to-day to make better decisions for your life.
For sure.
And I think it's like your purpose. Yeah, it's like what you said, because you're giving a lot of that fear, a lot of that anxiety onto something else, which is God, right? Whatever your religion is. But I think that allows you to have that peace of mind, which I think is probably so important, because a lot of the anxiety we have is truly something that we don't need to carry, right?
It's usually just us in our own minds.
Yeah.
That's
you are your worst enemy.
Right? let's talk a little bit about business now.
Cool.
I know you've changed a few things from now that you're in Miami. I know you're doing the in-person, right? You got the online still. So
Correct.
maybe let's talk about those two pillars first. You got the
Yeah, bro.
in-person, you got the online. How do you value both of those, and what's the difference between both of them in your eyes?
You know, we had a conversation yesterday, and I love me and Ernesto. I thought it was gonna be a 3-minute conversation, it ended up being 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I love what you've built, bro, because I think you've done such a good job on building an ecosystem. We use that word, both of us. And I think for me, I went to China recently, so I was in Shanghai, and I was in Korea, and then I was also in Tokyo. And I went with someone that's very, very successful out there. And that was the one highlight of the word that I learned, which is ecosystem. I don't know what that meant. And how they move out there is crazy, bro. They're so smart and like geniuses. I feel like an idiot compared to these people. But why I say that is because I finally got to a point where I realized for me to get to where I want to get to financially with my goals, like I can't truly just rely on one thing, especially in my niche. I feel like the best way to kind of grow a business is having different verticals. And what I mean by this is like I wanted to build an ecosystem. So I went all in onto my online, right? But I also realized that a lot of people don't really trust the online. Some people want in person. They don't like the online. We heard that for years, right? We heard a lot of people say that as we were building the online, that they're like, yeah, I just rather do in person. So we started building an ecosystem, and Miami was a big part of that, right? So I built a school in Miami, an education facility, where now we're hosting people to come and do 5-day, 2-day, 3-day classes. So, and what's crazy is like I was so shocked, bro, on the demand of people and how many people wanted to come, where we literally launched it in 24 hours, we sold out.
Wow.
You know, and this one's going to be special to me because I'm flying in my friend from Malaysia, one of the best educators in all of Asia, in my opinion. His name's John.
Yeah.
He's actually one of my partners in the online education and in person.
Okay.
So he'll be coming down. We have a group of 4 educators they're going to be as well there with us.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I think it's building that ecosystem where you have the online, you have the in-person, and then what happens, it becomes easy. It's plug and play. Because eventually, when you have the education in person, it becomes easy now to have a barbershop because now you've trained these people and you could qualify them without them even realizing it.
True.
So from there, if I want to open a shop, it becomes easy because now I've already spent 5 days with them. I know exactly who they are. I know exactly how they are. And I could plug them into one of the shops.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think it'll just be the barbershops because I'll just have those people because I've trained them.
Yeah.
And then the product lines become easier as well because it's like, okay, well, the clients need products. So then I could sell the products through the clients and also sell it through my brand as it keeps growing.
Yeah.
And then from there, it becomes easy as well. It's like, okay, well, the products turn into something else, but it all becomes verticals. And then eventually, when the brand is so big, when you sell it, it becomes so easy to sell because the companies that want to buy it will look at, oh, he's got all of this.
For sure.
And all these customers that are kind of intertwined together.
Of course. It's kind of full circle because you sold your shop here, right?
Yeah.
You sold the shop here.
Yeah.
You started the online, then you added the in-person,
Yeah.
back to shops.
Yeah. It's funny. I said I wouldn't do shops. And now, like, I look back, I think the shops will be the easiest thing for me to do now.
Yeah.
Once I have these both pillars extremely strong. I have
Yeah.
people already reaching out, giving.
I could
They'll do
imagine.
it. But
I could imagine.
I know if I want to do it, the systems have to be set up in the right way.
Yeah.
Right. And then even further than that, it's like I have the agency model too now. It's like we spoke about that.
Yep.
The agency became so obvious when the sponsors and the companies I'm working for are like, we need more videos and content. It becomes easier to have the agency because we already have the barbers.
Yeah.
Right. So the obvious decisions of opening other businesses become way easier when you start off by building the personal brand and you start working on these different assets. Right?
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, to build this kind of ecosystem, let's say someone's watching and they're like, you know, I'm going to work the next 5-10 years. I want to build what Alexi's building. It starts with the personal brand,
Guaranteed.
right? Like you like we said, you sold the barbershop that was here. And then you just worked on your personal brand.
Correct.
Then came the online community. That was second.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
With your personal brand.
It was, yeah.
Then the in-person.
Correct.
Right?
And the personal. So the personal now finally gets paid as well. I got sponsors.
Beautiful.
I got 3-4. So like that's the ecosystem for you.
Yeah.
Right? So in my personal brand's paying me. Then I got my online. Then I got the in-person. Then I got my traveling education. So I travel is different. That's completely different because the in-person's in Miami in person.
Okay.
Then I'm traveling on stages and teaching. Then there's that.
Okay.
Then I got my agency. Then I got one-on-ones. Then I got this, right? But it becomes an ecosystem where it becomes easy to sell. I'm not forcing the sale.
For sure. And is this something you're building to exit?
I'm not there yet.
But is this something in your mind that
It
you're
is.
like,
It
that
is.
that would be a goal?
Correct.
Again, we're not saying 2
No,
years,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
10
yeah.
years, 15.
I think like anything, bro. I think we'll look back in the next MHB podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, bro, you know, it's
You sold it.
Yeah.
Or it's for sale if anyone's watching.
Exactly.
Last episode, you said the barber industry is behind. Do you still believe that?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Hasn't
still
changed.
believe that. It hasn't changed. But I do think that people have more awareness. And I think now we're at a point where like people are heavily investing in their own education and they're realizing because the shows are having more people come to them.
Yeah.
Right? So I think the industry is headed in the right way now.
Yeah.
I would say that.
And let's go back to owning a barbershop.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what are negatives to owning a barbershop?
I don't think there are, man. I just think that a lot of people don't really know what they're doing when it comes to owning a shop. You know, I think that people feel like owning a shop is as simple as like being a barber and then eventually just deciding to own a shop and then having a brand and a name and that's it.
Yeah.
Like people haven't put in enough work to themselves to learn the real skills of running a business because a barbershop is a business. You can't just be a good barber and think that you could run a barber shop. You need to be a good leader. You need marketing skills. You need business skills. You need leadership skills. You need system skills. You need operation skills.
Yeah.
All these different skills you can acquire just from being behind the chair. You have to go and acquire it from hopefully investing or learning from someone that has all these skills. So learning from someone that is the best at doing this. So a lot of these barbers, in my opinion, jump the gun and want to rent a chair when realistically you should work for the best company in your area first, get the skills, so then you could do it on your own because you've learned through them. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that because it's short-term thinking. They're not willing to sacrifice the money because these companies will take more money. But what they don't realize, the value is not in the short-term money. The value is in the knowledge that they're going to gain from being around these people so then they could open up their own thing.
Yeah. They want that short-term.
They want money now.
They want money now.
But money now actually will create so much more pain because let me put it this way. Let's say you make 10K now. Okay, cool. Now you have a business that you want to open with the 10K that you make. But bro, what you don't realize is you don't have the skills, so you have to invest it now. How much do you think it's going to cost to invest in all these coaches and mentors to be able to learn the skills to go do it on your own?
Yeah.
You need the different skills. Not one mentor is not going to teach you all of this. You need different types of mentors.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the cost? You could either do it that way,
Yeah.
or you could learn and get a bit of a pay cut and learn by being around these people and seeing how they run and operate their businesses.
Yeah. And in the long run, make more.
Make more.
So let me ask you this. What makes a barbershop successful?
Having these systems in place.
Yeah.
And really the people that I think are doing it the best are the ones that are also the leaders are also constantly investing in themselves, you know? They have the operations. They have all these people in place that are the best at what they do. I think the best business owners are the ones that are identifying who are the best people in their field and hiring those people.
Yeah.
Right? So who is the best marketer? Boom, bring you in.
Yeah.
Who is the best sales guy? Boom, let me bring you in. Right? So it's the companies, and there's very rare in the barbering sector that are doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's say there's a barber watching this right now.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a barber that wants to make 7 figures a year. What advice would you give them?
I think I go back to what I said. I think start by building the personal brand, have leverage, okay? Once you have the leverage, then you start building and thinking about your ecosystem. I think more people need to be a little bit more creative these days. Don't just look at my path, learn from my path. I got into the online educational space. The competition's rising and it's getting saturated. Think of something else that you could do with the personal brand, because once you have the personal brand, it becomes a little bit easier to do the next venture. Maybe it's an AI app that scans someone's head and tells you exactly what haircut to do. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a complete different product, but the personal brand is that ecosystem that feeds into that second business. So I think more people need to be a little bit more free in their mind and be a little bit more creative to think of different businesses that they could create rather than just following everyone's footsteps.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that 7-figure mark comes from that.
Yeah.
Or you just have to get really fucking good at being a good leader and then just running a barbershop and, again, maybe looking at a franchise that's done really well like McDonald's and try to see how you could take some of that understanding and apply it into the barbershop scene.
And now being in Miami, you've been around like a lot of high level people.
Yeah.
Successful people. What do all successful people have in common to you?
One thing I'll say. They all go to the fucking gym.
I mean, underrated answer though.
Bro, for real.
Underrated
Straight up,
answer.
Underrated answer.
Wow.
They all go to the gym every single day.
Wow.
As simple as that. That should already be the first thing that you think about.
Yeah.
Because this is my thing, right? Something I thought of recently. If you're a business owner, why should I trust you if you're not even putting in that work on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Why should I go do business with you when you don't even respect yourself?
Yeah.
You can't even think of the food that you're putting in your mouth, yet you're supposed to lead a company and lead a business.
Yeah.
Why would I trust you? That's such an important topic to think about.
I know people would hate, like there's people out there that be like, "Oh, what did you say?"
I know.
You know,
But
because
it's
I'm
facts.
overweight, you won't do business with me, but you're right. It tells a lot about the
You
person
don't
in
respect
front.
yourself.
Yeah. But you know, when you work out, for example, it shows so many traits of a person.
Discipline.
Discipline, resilience, consistency. These are all things you need to be able to take care of your body.
100%.
So when you meet someone and you're like, well, think about it. As guys, like we meet someone who's jacked. We meet a guy who's jacked. We're like,
And
yo,
bro,
you're fucking jacked.
That's silent. That's like a silent respect. When you walk into a room and someone's jacked, naturally you respect them.
For sure.
Because you know they have discipline.
For sure.
So it's like you're already at an advantage when you're jacked.
Yeah.
Right? You already have that, and naturally what you will have is more confidence in yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I think more entrepreneurs, more business owners, more barbershop owners, I think this is the first step for you guys, man.
Wow.
Just start working out, putting that work for. Here's one thing I will say. You know when I started making more money? When I started taking my health really seriously. And I started prioritizing my health over money. I truly do prioritize my health over money. I would rather go to the gym and focus on that and make sure I feel good over money. And naturally, I've made more money because as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you need to constantly feel good. There's so much pressure. Imagine you feel like shit, then you got the fucking world attacking you and all the bullshit problems you have to deal with every day. You're at such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So you need to feel good when you start your day so you could deal with the pressure and the problems.
Maybe that's why they have the abundant mindset. That everyone's just working out all the time.
True.
And they just feel good.
True.
It's good energy.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like you meet people and it's good energy, you know, and you can tell that everyone's confident there too. I
Yeah.
think that's another thing. It instills confidence in you as a business leader.
And bro, I don't know if you felt that way, but like when I was in Miami, people always ask me like, are people nicer than Canadians? Bro, when I go to an elevator here in Toronto, no one says hi to you. No one says anything to you. When I go to Miami, bro, every single person says hi and says have a good day. Every single person.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
America is technically known for, or people say they're known for being more mean. Maybe there's cities that are like that. But for me, all I've noticed is people being way happier and way nicer in Miami.
Yeah.
And again, guys, I've lived in Montreal. I lived in Toronto. This is where I grew up. If it wasn't for Toronto, I wouldn't be here today. I have nothing bad to say. This is the reason why I've been able to go to Miami, right?
For sure.
But it's something to think about maybe for people in Toronto of like, maybe there's things that we could learn that Miami is doing that we could apply here,
Of
right?
course. And you're building your team now. You've been building it.
Yeah.
What would you say? What do you think goes into a good company culture? To build a culture of people that all are on the same mission, that believe in each other, but also believe in you, right? That's important.
Very important.
What do you think goes into like a great company culture?
I think it starts with the leadership first. I think having empathy is very important, right? So empathizing with people, understanding where they're coming from, understanding like truly having also like really clear mission driven like examples. As an example, what I mean by this is like, for me, I'm always constantly preaching of where we're headed and how that benefits my team, right? So constantly I'm in conversations and I have this excitement of like, guys, we're doing this, we're doing that, you're coming with me. and I'm constantly sharing that. And I'm also, it's always in the benefit of them and the company. It's never about me. We're doing this for, I never say that. I never say the word me when I'm in conversation with my team, but I mean it. I'm not just saying it because I'm trying to convince them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them grow. And I think that alone is the reason why you will have a team that grows with you. And I learned that, by the way, I will say, like, I made a shit ton of mistakes. Like, this has been years of me suffering and learning and being closed-minded, because I think initially, you know, having my shop and even after my shop and building Learn to Cut, you know, the online academy, I was very selfish. You know, I was thinking, like, I'm paying you, like, you have to do this for me. But money can only go so far, right? And I had to change the way I thought. And I think that now I have way more of a mindset of, like, to grow a strong team and for the team to feel empowered, for them to be better, it has to be in unity. It has to be about us. Like you know, like the 97 Bulls. I always think of that reference. It wasn't just Jordan. It was the whole team.
They remember Jordan now, obviously.
But obviously, he was a superstar. Yeah.
For sure, right? What have you learned about scaling your business? And maybe even to add to that, what advice would you give to someone in the middle of scaling their business right now?
I think right now I'm in a position of, like, obviously we say that word a lot, but I think a lot of people haven't gotten the foundation right first. I think scaling becomes easy when you have the right members. I think scaling becomes easy when you set the foundation. I believe in systems first. Right now I'm in the process of building SOPs, building the right systems, because scaling is like a push of a button. But people think they could just push that button when everything else hasn't been set. And sometimes they try to push that button and they burn their team out, or they push the button and everything breaks.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about scaling. I care about just having everything sustainable and systemized, because scaling is just a push of a button.
Yeah. What you're talking a lot about systems right now.
Yeah.
What systems do you have in place? Like, what are you working on in terms of systems? Is it mostly just team? Is it processes?
Correct.
Talk to us about that too.
So right now I hired a marketing lead. This guy comes from an insane amount of background in building systems for marketing. I think the biggest thing that we were having issues with was content was very reactive.
Okay.
You know, constantly we're like, yo, what do I have to post today? And then we would have to make something up.
Yeah.
Where now I'm thinking of we've built an Asana, we have Notion, obviously the simple stuff, but we're building automations within where everyone has their tasks a week ahead and they just could go through it. And I have ways of reviewing it that's a lot quicker. Communication's a lot easier. So I think it's just doing that. I think these simple things, it's not overcomplicating it, but having clear structure of having content that's a week ahead, so we're not in this pressure of doing reactive work. That's the marketing side. But a lot of it applies to sales. A lot of it applies to everything else.
Yeah.
But obviously, the funnel for me that's super important right now is marketing, because it feeds into everything else.
True.
If we have content that's constantly being put out, sales becomes easier. We have more leads and they're easier to close, because the messaging and positioning gets a lot better as well, because we have more time to think. We could look at the data and make calculated decisions rather than being this reactive, I need to post.
Okay.
We could think twice because we've already had 4 posts ready to go for this week.
Yeah. And what are you looking at in terms of data when it comes to the marketing?
Yeah, click-through rate, comments, shares. This is still somewhat new to me, so it's I'm learning as I've hired this individual, but a lot of it is kind of just looking at the engagement, looking at the leads. What kind of leads are we getting into the marketing, right?
Yeah.
If we're getting bad leads, that's usually a positioning problem, a messaging problem. So we're talking constantly with sales and marketing to figure out what are the issues, where do we have to change the language, what do we have to start talking about, so the leads become the leads that we want for them to come into our programs.
Are you guys using AI? For
Right.
any parts of the business?
Obviously Claude, ChatGPT.
For sure.
But I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes with AI, I think people like to use it, but they don't know how to use it. And they think it's this lady in the red dress where they want to AI their whole company.
Yeah.
But it's some of the manual stuff is way quicker to do than try to get a whole AI system in your company.
True.
Right? Because you would have to hire an AI engineer and that whole shebang, in my opinion. Again, as I'm not as knowledgeable in it, but I think it's still a necessity right now to use Claude and ChatGPT. That is a mandatory at this point. You're just at a disadvantage if you don't.
I want to talk about your content, your brand, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you,
Right?
bro.
I think the way you position your content and your brand and your imaging is probably one of the strongest traits you have with your online presence.
Right.
You know, I see one of your videos, I know it's your video.
Yeah.
Right? You got the Roman Empire background, right? You got that old school
Maybe you're
look.
biased because you're Italian.
Of course, I'm gonna say it's the Roman Empire, right? Like, oh, it's the Roman Empire in the background, right? But you know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
right? The branding and I think you've been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah.
It's gotten better too, right? Like I could see you're tweaking it and making it even better. The videos are so clean, right?
Thank you, bro.
You see the guy's head. It's this model-looking guy with the fucking Roman Empire in the back, and then you pull up with the scissors and give him some crazy cut. So I think a big one of the biggest strong suits I would say from the outside looking in has been your content and the way that you create a story within these videos. It makes you want, even if I don't care about the haircut, I'm watching till the end,
Right.
right? So I do want to talk a little bit about branding
Yeah.
and the content. What do you think makes a brand powerful?
Very good question. I love that. I think it's one of the most important questions, which I hope more I think people really need to listen to this advice, and I'd love your opinion on it as well.
For sure.
But I think vulnerability, man. I think a lot of people aren't growing their brand because they're too afraid of their story. Like as an example, I think me, for the longest time, you know, from 16 to about 23, I would say, man, I would hide from my past.
Wow.
I didn't tell anyone. No one really knew about it. And if they ever, you know, it's crazier. If they ever asked, I would lie. You know, oh, my family's back home, you know? And at some point I told myself, like, where is this fear coming from, right? And then eventually when I actually shared it, I couldn't believe the amount of people that reached out to me saying like, yo, I'm so thankful that you did that because now I connect with you so much more because I've gone through the same things. And now if you look at my brand, bro, I'm fucking proud to be Lebanese. I'm proud to be Armenian. I'm proud of my culture. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I've gone through. Like, you know, I'm not afraid of my story.
Yeah.
And I think that is how you're going to separate yourself from everyone else, is when you finally realize like your story is your brand. And when you start sharing that is where you're going to start realizing, even if you're Armenian, Lebanese, or there's such a massive community of these people that could take you to where you're at.
Of course.
Right? So I think it's like, and if there isn't, there's going to be other people that are going to still appreciate that.
For
right?
sure.
It doesn't have to be just your community and your culture.
Of course.
But I'm saying people love to hear someone that isn't afraid of their story and share that story.
Yeah. No, I completely agree because, you know, people always ask like, what's going to make me different? Well, it's you. It's your story.
How many podcasters are there in the world, right?
Of course.
It's like, but people want, like, because your personality,
For sure.
they see you're Italian, all these different
For
things
sure.
makes you, they think, oh, Ernesto is that guy. He does the food thing. He does
sure.
this. Yeah.
I think if you have, you know, 100 different traits to you,
Yeah.
all it takes is for someone to connect with one of them.
Correct.
If you have 100 different traumas from your past, all it takes is one person to connect with one of them,
Correct.
to fall in love with you and become part of your community.
Correct.
And I think the more that people hide those traits or traumas, the less they're going to connect with people.
Agreed.
You're just trying to be like everyone else
Yeah.
and say, well, yeah, I got here. I have a perfect story. And
Yeah.
here, ta-da, Alexi Michael.
No one resonates with that.
Of course not. Right. So what you're saying is you just became a lot more vulnerable, became more personable,
Yeah.
started telling maybe things to the camera you wouldn't usually say.
Yeah.
And then you started seeing, well, you know what? There's a lot of people out here that connect with that.
Yeah.
And I guess once you see that, you double down on that and you're like,
Correct.
well, okay. And I'm sure you get a lot of messages where it's like, you know, I watched this and it changed the way I think about this. A lot of inspiring stuff.
Yeah.
Where listen, you can give someone a haircut and connect with them. But when they connect with you on that sort of level where they have the same sort of past as you, or they're from the same place in the world, that's a different sort of love.
Correct.
That person will be with you whether you're cutting hair or not,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where people miss out on.
Yeah.
They try to hide their past,
Yeah.
right? Which I'm glad you didn't, bro, because obviously that made a huge difference for you too, clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't expect that answer when I asked you what makes a brand powerful.
Really?
But seriously, right? Some people will say, well, it's the imagery you give off, and they'll get technical,
Yeah.
right?
No,
But that was a
I don't.
very human answer.
None of that. I mean, it's important, but I think that is the thing that's gonna get you to where you want to get to.
For sure.
Yeah.
And now speaking on all these different stages,
Yeah.
more on an education side of things, what makes a great educator?
And a great educator isn't someone that is like a showman, in my opinion. A great educator is someone that could connect with the audience. And usually, I think, and why I say that, I go back to my experience. You know, I think I learned from my Hairfest experience in Greece like 3 years ago, where I went on stage trying to be the show and trying to like come off as like this guy that like was the shit, and I fucked up.
Wow.
And I really like froze up. Like, it was really bad. My segment went from a 45 minutes to 20 minutes. And everyone was like, what the fuck happened?
What happened?
No one really saw it, but the
Yeah.
people that knew me, I was so nervous. Something happened.
As soon as you got up.
Bro, maybe it was God. I don't know. Something came in me and I was just like, I couldn't fucking move.
Wow.
And I think that was a lesson that I had to learn. And why I say that is because every time I go on stage, I don't go from the expectation of performance. I go from the expectation I'm here to give them. And that alone doesn't matter if you fuck up, because your intention's not for you, it's for them.
True.
So I go there to inspire, to motivate, to show them that everything is possible, and to teach them and educate them.
Yeah.
So I think a great educator, from my standpoint, is someone that is truly there for them and not for themselves.
Yeah. You've been having fun with the education side.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Is that something like that fulfills you the most?
It's such a fucking euphoric feeling, man.
Yeah.
It's a euphoric feeling because you connect with these people. And every time I now teach, it's kind of crazy, dude. But I get like these super deep people to come and tell me how much like they've changed their lives because of me, and like how grateful they are of me, and how much like I mean to them. And it's crazy how like I feel like I'm just a kid in like Laval in Montreal, bro, that just wanted to get good at cutting hair, to now people like telling me how much I mean to them, you know, and that to me is still insane because I don't know these people. Like, I've met them once. Like, I go to on stage and then I go down and then they're like taking pictures and saying all these things. And I guess that's the thing I should kind of like be grateful for and like look back and be like, wow, like look how far I've come.
Yeah.
Because I still believe I'm not like 400K doesn't mean anything to me, bro.
For sure.
I don't think of it like anything.
Yeah.
I still think of like, I'm just trying to get better at what I do. That's all I think about.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done it. You know, I think of I need to get better.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of a weird thing, but like I'm so grateful for it.
You mentioned 1 million followers.
Yeah.
What do you think you need to do to get there?
Maybe I gotta run like Ashton Hall and have a helicopter behind me.
Go viral?
Yeah. One thing I do want to do is I think that the million maybe will come from like cutting a celebrity, but something I wanted to mention is like I would love to cut David Beckham. I didn't get I sent you that message.
Yeah.
You know, I did an April Fool's joke that David messaged me, but
You got me, to be fair.
you believed it.
The thing is believable.
Yeah.
It's believable.
True,
Dude.
I
That's
guess
the
it
crazy
is.
part.
I guess it is. But the million, man, I don't think it'll be like a thing that happens. Maybe it will, but it's gonna be just me keep working at it, keep testing things, and something's gonna click. But maybe you got some advice for me. What do you think I gotta do?
I think you're doing everything right.
Right? Okay.
Honestly, I think your content is amazing. I think when it comes to the hair stuff, your content's crushing. I think more of you.
Yeah.
I think more content of you.
Me.
Video content of you, and that might take you to the next level.
True.
Right? Because people love people.
Yeah.
Right? I think that you already know that based on where you're at.
Yeah.
How you've been able to get on stages, get to 400K. I think now you just showcase you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? Do it in your own way, obviously, right? Like everyone has their own ways of doing
It's
things.
funny. Gary said the same thing on
Of
his
course.
pod. Yeah.
Of course. Well, he sees it a lot with Valeria,
Yeah, because she's done it, right?
right? But she's adapted over so many years, right? She started as just this pregnant woman. That's how
I didn't know that.
her content started. She got like 200 million views on a YouTube video when she was
What?
pregnant, like documenting her being pregnant.
Wow.
And, you know, now she's a mom, she's fashion,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
a little bit of fitness.
You have all these different pillars of who she is.
right? And I
which is
think I think with you, it's the same thing where you can evolve into what you're already doing.
Yeah.
You know, the personal brand is the most important part to your whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
If your personal brand doesn't keep growing, the ecosystem will stop growing too.
Correct.
You're the funnel. So I think the more people that could see you and who you are, I think that would help for sure.
Yeah.
I think either way, it's inevitable you're going to get to 1 million, even if you don't do that.
Correct.
Honestly,
The question is like, when you get to the 1 million, what kind of people do you want to follow? What kind of people? What's the audience?
for sure. I think that depends on the content,
Exactly.
right? I think just finding, like, again, there's different formats of showcasing
Yeah.
yourself, and
I think that's the easiest part is
Yeah.
making the initiative of like, yo, I just got to show more of myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Then now it's just like, what parts of me do I want to show?
Correct.
Right? Where it's like, yeah, if you were to show more of your behind the scenes working, or if you were to show more stuff at the gym,
Yeah.
that all adds to who you are.
Correct.
Right? These are things that you love, and they add to you being a great leader and
Yeah.
educate, all those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you'll be fine, bro.
Yeah.
I think you'll be just fine, right?
I think I'll get there.
And you
Yeah.
got good people around you. You're like, especially in Miami, all these people that you're now cutting, these big influencers and stuff like that, they're probably giving you a ton of advice.
Oh yeah.
Where a lot of those guys too, they built it off them who
Yeah.
they are.
Yep.
Right? We were talking about some guys off camera too. But I think you got this.
Yeah.
What's next for you? What are you working on right now?
So there's an event called Barber Day in Brazil, in São Paulo. 10,000 people come to this event.
Wow.
It's an arena, and they wrap around the arena. And apparently these guys, like Brazilians, by the way, it's interesting. They look at like barbers as like soccer like fans. They're like obsessed with barber. The barbering industry there is insane.
They're superstars.
Superstars,
Yeah.
yeah. So they love barbers. And here's the thing. They never get the chance to see a lot of these guys because it's so far to go to Brazil, right? So we're doing a surprise appearance in Brazil, in São Paulo, on the 6th of August.
Okay.
And there's going to be about 10,000 people. And we're doing a show, a fucking collection. We're going off. We have a team of like 8 stylists, like makeup, you name it.
Wow.
And there's going to be a crazy presentation. This will be one of the highest points and pinnacles of what I've done in my career because the production's going to be insane.
Wow.
Screens the size of this building, like all behind us, so the visuals will be crazy.
Yeah.
We did some fucked up shit last year in Greece. It was insane.
Yeah.
And we'll do that again. But yeah, man, I'm excited. This is going to be, and then we're going to bring my videographer. We're going to document the whole thing.
You have to.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I guess that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm just gonna build the brand in Miami now. I want to show more of what I'm doing in Miami. I think the story of like Toronto to Miami, a lot of people could resonate with that because some of them want to know what's up and some of them are thinking about it. I know a lot of people came up to me. They're like, "Yo, what is it? How do you do it?" You know.
Yeah.
I think now, sharing more of that will be the next stage.
For sure.
Yeah.
And with the Brazil show, are you nervous?
No,
You don't get nervous?
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
You know why? I'll tell you why. The theme of the show really is close to my heart. It's called Gloria, which is religion based. So we're gonna have a choir on stage. It's gonna be dark. The choir is gonna go on, and then we're gonna go in.
Wow.
So it's gonna be amazing, man.
How long does it take to put that together?
We have 3 days. Yeah, but we have a full team.
Yeah.
But so it's gonna be the second we land, it's nonstop. Go, 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 and then me and my friend, we're in Brazil, bro. We gotta go to Rio. Are you coming?
I gotta book a flight now.
Are you
Damn.
coming?
Gee, let's go. That sounds unreal. Is it something that if it's a success, you're gonna do more of as well?
Yeah, and I think what's super cool with these events, every event that I've done opens a new lane and a new door. So I think that it just puts us on another level from the branding perspective and credibility when you go and you do a show that big.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
10,000 people. You never know who's watching either.
Bro, well, the crazy thing is this event are going to be the politicians, like the president of Brazil will be there. Some of the biggest like billionaires will be there because it's not just a barber show. It's like entrepreneur show, bunch of
Okay.
shows,
And
and
they
we
put-
have a segment that's a show. That's
Wow.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you now to manifest something on the show.
Tell me.
Manifest anything that you want to come to life the next 5-10 years.
Okay.
Be as detailed as you can, so that when it happens, I'm gonna come back
And
clip it. I'm gonna say Alexi said this in 2026, and it came to life.
5 years from now.
5-10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah, 5-10
Sure.
years. That's a good. He's been asking some good questions, man. Yeah. Ernesto came prepared. You know what? I gotta give you credit. Can we clip this? This is very important. I gotta give you credit, Ernesto, because bro, you called me 3 days ago. You sent me a PDF of all the questions. You had a conversation with me about like what the topics were. Like, bro, you put in a lot of work for just this alone. And I'm not no David Grutman. So, and I appreciate you like still doing it. I'm sure you do this for all your guests. Like, bro, people don't realize this shit isn't easy. And the production behind me, you don't realize how much it costs. And a team, like, this shit isn't easy. So I want to give your credit, bro, your flowers, because I know what it takes to do this.
Thank you.
And a lot of people don't really put the level of effort you've done. And it shows, man. So I wish you all the success, man. Seriously.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Something that I really want to achieve, one thing that I'll try to get as detailed as possible is going back to the ecosystem. One thing I've always said is that the standards of the barbering industry are really low. So I want to be the person in North America, in North America specifically, where I get to be the standard for the schools. So 10 years from now, what I believe will happen is I will own the standard of what the schools will be allowed to teach, whether it's the schools itself or it's the curriculum where I sell to the schools. I want to bring the barbering industry to a whole nother level, and it's going to come from the schools. So I want to standardize that system by most likely buying the schools. So having a bunch of schools, almost having, I would say around 20 to 30 schools, and that ecosystem feeding into everything else. So I believe that if I could start with the schools first, the barbershops become a piece of cake, and I pretty much have a full team of educators. I want to travel the world still. I want to be a big influence. I believe that I won't be an influence to just the barbering industry. I think that's the vehicle I'm in right now. I think eventually I will mature and I'll be more interested in other aspects of life, whether that's mindset, whether that's business, because of what I've gone through. I just want to empower more people to change their lives, because what I teach is technically barbering, but it is more than that. It's like just how to be a better human being. A lot of what we taught, or a lot of what we spoke about today, isn't just for the barbering world, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that could be applied to any niche.
Yeah.
So I think that eventually, as I get older, I think I'll be able to do that.
I could see you doing that too.
Yeah.
And diving into way more than just the hair world.
Yeah, like
I already see, like, you can tell when you speak to someone, right? And obviously business is easy.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to talk about business. Mindset is a whole other one.
Yeah.
There's going to be things that there's going to be doors that open, but things that interest you where it's like, you know what? I feel like I can impact 1 million more people if I spoke about this.
Correct.
And at that point, you're going to be craving to impact more people.
Yeah.
Like you are now.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's almost an addiction where it's like, oh, like I love helping people.
Yeah.
How can I find a way to do that more?
And impact more different type of people.
Yeah.
It's this constant growth and this constant chase of just getting better and again, putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Like right now, if you tell me to go speak in front of 100 entrepreneurs, it'd be very different for me to speak in front of 100 barbers.
True.
That's a lane I haven't tapped into.
True.
But that's a lane I want to tap into because there's a lot of growth in that. You know, I haven't done that. That scares me because I think of entrepreneurs a different way, right? So yeah, I think as I mature, I think I will change.
100%. Maybe you'll go into podcasting at a crazy level and just start snapping, right? I know you have your podcast now, right?
Yeah.
But you can tell from your whole ecosystem and everything that you've tried that there's more to it than just the hair industry for you.
100%.
You could tell.
100%.
Right? I asked you last time if money buys happiness because we asked every guest that. And you said yes. Is it the same answer? Do you still believe money buys happiness?
I do.
Has your thoughts on money changed the last year or so?
Yeah. I was very much, I think the last time we spoke, bro, I was very much someone that was, like, I thought about the dollar a lot. Like, I would constantly think about, like, my happiness level would come based on how much I was making. But now I switched that focus to not worry about how much I'm making, but to worry about the impact I'm having and making sure I'm doing the work. And that alone has made me more money. And I was very much in a scarcity mindset before, where now I'm abundant, where I'm not concerned because of the inputs and opportunities that are coming. As an example, I'll say yes to things that might not make me as much money, but that will lead to more impact and more opportunity. Rather than before, it's like, I'm not, like, again, going back, scarcity, abundance, right?
Yeah.
So,
but you saying yes to things that won't make you as much money, but they give you impact,
Right.
actually make you more money in return.
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant. Yeah.
In return, it comes back around.
Yeah.
Right?
And look, why I think money brings happiness is freedom, man. This is why I went to Miami.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to be a barber that was stuck behind the chair because I wanted to be in full control over my time.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like freedom is actually what allows me to be happy. And money is the tool for that.
Yeah.
So I think everyone needs to get to a point of abundance. And unfortunately, in the world we live in, whether you like it or not, you need money to be abundant.
Yeah.
You know, you need the mindset 1st, and then money comes. Then you have the resources to be able to take these decisions, like maybe not having to cut behind the chair, running a business, all these things that will lead to more abundance.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have a lot of abundance in Miami.
I think so.
That's for sure. That's the city
Well,
of
I'm
abundance.
gonna see you in September.
I'll be there. Alexi, thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Can't wait for part 3, bro.
Bro, we're gonna have to wait a couple more years and see what happens.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Congrats on all the success, bro, and keep crushing.
Thank you, man.
All
I
right.
think we have a list of questions we gotta go through.
We're gonna do those. We're gonna have some fun with those too.
Perfect.
Peace, guys.
Ciao, guys.